Some Transformers figures can be upgraded with 3D printed parts. For example, G1 Optimus Prime can have a little 3D printed piece that will help you store the fists in a more clean manner. You may be already able to see them here in the chest, but the fists can now be attached to this little black piece, which has two holes to attach the fists to, and this little channel here will fit snugly into this little line here. And as you can see, this doesn't affect the wrong piece. This doesn't affect the transformation at all. And of course, the piece does still fit in here. Sorry, my hand was in the way. The piece is fitting in there, as you can see, fantastically. Let me pull up the camera a little bit. There we go. Another upgrade piece to G1 Optimus Prime would be his Energon axe. This one I printed in orange. You can see a little splash here, is just me doing some dumb stuff. And to attach it, you just have to remove one fist and plug it into the same port as the fist would go. The spare fist, we do have a little piece here, if you remember, that can hold it and store it. So you have a fist stored and a little Energon axe. This legacy animated Prowl has some very good gap fillers. Here on the bike handles there would be a big hole, now there is a little piece there, and here on the robot mode thighs there's also a little piece that covers that articulation joint hole. I don't know how to call that. Let me transform him so you can see it in robot mode. In robot mode, those pieces blend in perfectly. Here on the thigh we have the little gap filler. I painted it by hand. The color on camera is a little bit off, but on person it's barely noticeable. And for the bike handle fillers, they go inside the wing piece, if this is how we call this, but they sit right back here. Again, barely noticeable in robot mode. You can almost see them back there, including the thighs. It's impossible to notice. This was War for Cybertron, Trilogy, Worlds Collide, Bumblebee, but with a 3D printed new head. It's now Bumper. As you can see, we have Bumper's head. Other than the head, this Bumper guy has another upgrade kit here. Upgrade kit? 3D printed upgrade kit here on his back. You can see a little bit of it there. You might have seen very similar pieces on AliExpress, eBay and other toy shops, but this one you can print at home, which can be very nice considering that shipping can be expensive to some places, waiting can be annoying, and things like that. So how does this work? It just attaches to the same porthole the original back of the car shield backpack thing would plug in right here. And for these little metal pins, I just use a paper clip, a little thicker one, and it works just as well. Let me plug it back in. To transform, there we go. It kind of clips in like that. You can see it has like two little black teeth around the yellow piece there. Those teeth, you might need to sand them so they don't warp the whole thing, and it's easier to plug in and etc. So to transform it, you're gonna unplug it from there, pull it all out, twist it 180 degrees. Let's do the hood piece already. The arms I already like to put them back, bring them down, close that. Now to do the legs is a little bit complicated with this new piece, but you are gonna get used to it. Push the legs in so they sit like this. Really push on the hip piece so they are past the arms, as you can see here, almost past them. Now we're gonna push the hood through in between the legs. So open the leg a little bit, finagle it around. It's kind of difficult to do this through the camera, and there we go. The hood piece is past the legs. Pull the leg in. This is just normal transformation for this Earthrise Cliff Jumper mold. I don't want to plug everything in yet, so it's a little bit more malleable. So, legs through, you have the hood piece and the arms to do. So the trunk piece. So, the trunk piece will go in between the arms, like this. And at the same time, you need to close the arms in. So, everything fits like this. Close the arms, plug everything in. The hands go to the original place, those two little pegs. Now I just want to do the legs. And here you have the complete car mode. The head is unnoticeable, it's all in there, you can't see it. And the new piece that you can buy online or print your own just sits very flush here on the bottom. Doesn't mess with the rolling around. Why the front legs are not rolling? Legs, my guy. Doesn't mess with the wheels at all. There is a very small piece for Legacy Animated Optimus Prime, and it is this little blast effect flame piece for his axe. This can help making dynamic poses look a little bit more fun. As any other blast effect pieces, this little flame will attach to any 5mm ports. As you can see, it's a little horn. The only thing is that it does not have the little hole in the middle. To store it, we take a page from G1, throw it in the cab. I didn't find any other great places to store it, and it will rattle around a little, but there's nothing we can do. To follow up a small piece with two small pieces, here in this Legacy Animated Bumblebee, they are stored on the underside. Again, let me transform him so you see how it works in robot mode. I stopped the transformation here to show better how those two little pieces work. So, they attach here behind the hands, on the underside of the hands, and let me close up the panel. And then you attach the stinger piece to it on this tiny little port there and here, making them where's the hole? There. Making them look straight in robot mode can help a little bit with some simple poses like this. And they straighten out from the original. That would be a little bit to the side like this, to the back like this, or to the side. They work like this so you can do the big finishing move pose. You might have noticed as well that his head is different. This head is the one that I took off from Worlds Collide Bumblebee, that now it's Bumper. So another functionality to this little piece, let me just pull his hands out, they can combine into a little blaster pistol. So both hands are out. Let me get them here. As you can see, they are attached here, and you fuse them together like this. Make sure they are clicked in, and there you go. You have a little pistol for Bumblebee made from his stingers. The first paid model is for Hunt for the Decepticons SeaSpray, and it is replacement missiles. As I bought this toy used, I only got one of his original missiles, so I needed more. This model goes for around 50 cents. You can look in the store depending on the exchange, focus on the missile, depending on exchange rate and things like that. All of this 3 pieces I printed in transparent PETG. I used teal Sharpie to make them look as close as possible to the original. They don't look perfect, but they look pretty good. They still work as they would. Let me grab a little launcher here. Oh, that's amazing. There we go. This is the original one just to demonstrate as well. And I'm gonna put him in robot mode so you can also see how he looks with... Holy shit. Doing this through the camera is not easy. So you can see how it works in robot mode as well. Here he is. I left one blaster in his hand, the other one in the underside of the arm. And I want to use this opportunity just to remind you guys, these are 3D printed pieces. They may not work perfectly out of the printer. You may need to send them down, do a little trial and error until they work. How am I gonna do it? Oh, this looks good. Focus, thank you. As you can see, you need to send them down a little. They may not work perfectly. Let me turn this 180. And there we go, works better now. For the last print in this video, it is more than an upgrade, more than a fix, more than a replacement. It is a totally new bot. It's Minicon Swindle. This Minicon is, as you saw earlier, for Legacy Armada Starscream, and he can, in vehicle mode, in plane mode, he can plug into this little slot that is used for transformation. So you can store him, he can fly around, locks in pretty well. Again, you may need to sand it a little bit, but this one worked pretty well right out of the printer. Let me take it out. It can, of course, transform into Swindle. You can do a better job painting the head than I did. I just did a little silver paint in the mouth and eyes. So, in robot mode, Swindle looks like this. Let me try and... yeah, there we go. In robot mode, Swindle looks pretty amazing as well, considering it is a 3D printed piece. You may need to paint the wheels as well, because the whole piece here is in whatever color you want, because it is, again, 3D printed. To Starscream, I printed a little 5mm cylinder adapter so I can plug him into the arm. Let me put Starscream also in bot mode so I can demonstrate that better. There we go. Now in robot mode, Swindle here, you can fold them back into his little cute red Formula 1 car and just plug him into Starscream's arm using this little 5mm adapter pack that I modeled, and there you go. Swindle attaches very nicely. Let me try and pull this up a little. As it is, again, a 3D printed model, there is some flaws, but honestly, I think this is an amazing little model. The only problem is it costs around $9. Another thing you can do with Swindle is put him in a little bit more of a shield configuration. Just spread him out like this. Oh, don't fall. Grab his Starscream sword, put into his hand. And another little tip, if you want Starscream to look even more accurate to the toy, you can just grab his wing, fold it back like this, and it looks more accurate to the original toy and the Armada cartoon.